Anna stood at the water's edge before dawn, watching the cargo ships arrive in the harbor. She closed her eyes and breathed in the cool, salty air. For years, she had packed jars of bright yellow turmeric and red saffron in her small workshop by the docks. Each morning, she loaded boxes onto wooden pallets, dreaming of sending her spices to distant countries. But today, her heart felt heavy. Early that morning, Anna heard the announcement on her old radio. The government had decided to add a new tariff to all exported goods. A tariff is a tax that makes items more expensive when they leave the country. When she heard the word tariff, her mind filled with worry. How much more would her customers have to pay? Would they cancel their orders? Anna tightened her shawl around her shoulders and walked slowly toward the warehouse. The workers there were her friends. Some arranged empty crates. Others checked the list of containers. Anna called out to Miguel, who stacked boxes nearby. He looked up and raised his eyebrows when he saw her face. "Anna, are you all right?" Miguel asked. She sighed. "I just heard that our spice exports will cost more because of a new tariff. I am not sure how we will pay for it." Miguel shook his head. "I know, I heard too. This will hurt many small businesses here." Anna nodded and continued on her way. She reached the large steel doors of Raj's factory. Raj was the manager of a metal parts plant next door. They often shared a cup of tea and talked about their work. Today, Anna needed his advice. She found Raj inspecting a line of shiny metal gears. His brow was furrowed, and he looked up when she arrived. "Raj," she said softly, "I need your help. A tariff will make my spices more expensive for buyers abroad. I worry they will stop ordering." Raj sighed and pushed a loose strand of hair behind his ear. "I feel the same," he replied. "My factory uses imported materials. If the cost goes up, we may have to lay off workers. This tariff affects both of us." Anna bit her lip. "We must find a solution. Maybe we can work together? Perhaps you have some extra warehouse space." "We could store my spices there until we find a way to cover the extra cost." Raj considered this. He placed his hand on a nearby table and looked out through the window at the harbor. Sunlight shone on the water, making small waves sparkle. "Yes," he said finally. "I do have some room in my warehouse. You are welcome to use it. We will figure out the rest together." Anna felt relief wash over her. She smiled for the first time that morning. "Thank you, Raj. Your help means a lot to me. I will bring the first batch today." Together, they walked back to Anna's workshop. Along the path, they passed rows of stacked containers and the rhythmic sound of cranes lifting cargo. The harbor was normally full of energy and hope. Now it seemed quiet and uncertain, yet Anna felt a new spark of determination. She knew that by working side by side, she and Raj could face this challenge. As they reached the workshop, Anna opened the door and called to her helpers. "Bring the jars. We load onto pallets and move them to Raj's warehouse right away." The workers moved quickly, eager to help their friend. While the jars were being packed, Anna spoke to Raj about her plan. "If we save on storage fees, I can put a small reserve aside. Then, when the tariff arrives, I will not have to raise my prices so much. I will also ask my buyers to agree to a small increase. Many understand how hard it is for small businesses." Raj nodded. "That is smart. I will tell my team to help with the packaging. We will learn from you how to label the jars correctly." Anna beamed. "Yes, we will teach each other new skills. Together we become stronger." By morning's end, the last pallet was ready. Raj's forklift carefully lifted it and carried it to his warehouse. Anna watched, her heart light with hope. The tariff was still a worry, but she no longer felt alone. She had a friend in Raj and a team ready to work with her. As the sun climbed higher, Anna returned to her shop. She took a moment to look at the empty space on her shelves. Soon, new jars would fill them and carry her spices to markets near and far. She whispered a promise to herself. No matter what challenges came, she would keep moving forward, one step at a time. Anna arrived at the harbor just as the sun began to rise. She held a sheet of paper covered in new numbers. Her most recent spice shipment was still stuck at customs. Delays meant extra fees for storage and more worry for her small team. She walked through the rows of containers until she found Raj standing by the dock entrance. Raj looked tired. He held a clipboard and watched workers unload heavy metal crates. He had learned that the cost of his factory's raw materials had risen by 20% overnight. That increase threatened his budget and the jobs of his team. When Anna stepped close, Raj set down his clipboard and gave her a small, sad smile. "I still don't know when my containers will clear customs," Anna said softly. "This delay could break my promise to buyers." Raj folded his arms. "I understand," he replied. "My factory faces the same problem. The new tariff on imports makes materials more expensive. I may have to cut hours or let people go." Anna looked down at her shoes. She took a deep breath and lifted her head. "We need a plan to keep everyone working. Your warehouse space helped in the first week, but now we need more help." Raj studied her face. "What do you suggest?" he asked. Anna spoke clearly. "Many dock workers have less work because fewer ships arrive. What if we hire them to help pack spices? They can learn to sort jars, seal boxes, and prepare pallets for storage." Raj's eyes lit up with hope. "Yes, we can train them for light tasks. My team can guide them." They walked toward the protest area at the docks. A crowd of workers held simple signs that read, "Save our jobs," and "We need work." Their voices rose in a soft chant. Work today, hope tomorrow. Anna and Raj stepped to the front. A man named Luis spoke into a small megaphone. His face was lined from early mornings and long hours. "We load ships every day," he said. "Now fewer ships come. We have no hours and no pay. Our families suffer." Anna raised her hand so Luis could hear her idea. "Luis, we have work for you," she said. "We need help packing spices here. Your team can earn wages and learn new skills." Some workers looked surprised, but many faces brightened. A woman in a green cap asked, "How much work?" Anna answered, "We have 10 pallets ready now, and more will arrive each week. We will pay fair wages for each hour of help." Luis turned to Raj. "Can your factory support this?" Raj nodded firmly. "Yes. We will begin training today. My team will teach you how to label and seal boxes. Then we move them to Anna's warehouse." A cheer went up from the crowd. What had begun as a protest now became a plan for action. Workers who feared empty pockets found new hope in learning and earning. The morning air felt warmer as Anna led Luis and his team to the packing area. She showed them how to fill boxes gently, wrap jars in paper, and write clear labels. By midday, the first pallet was almost full. Anna looked at the rows of neatly packed boxes and felt relief. The crisis had opened a chance for everyone to help each other. Dock workers learned new tasks, factory staff stayed busy, and Anna's spices moved one step closer to their final destination. On the busy docks, a simple idea had grown into real teamwork and new possibilities. A few days after the busy packing efforts, Anna received an unexpected message on her phone. The government had decided to lower the export tariff on spices. This meant that spices sent abroad would cost less in tax. When Anna read the news, she felt a rush of relief. She thought of all the jars waiting in Raj's warehouse and the faces of dock workers who had found new work with her team. She hurried to Raj's shop, where he was showing a group of helpers how to label jars. The soft morning light shone through the windows, making the bright yellow turmeric glow like sunshine in a jar. Raj looked up when Anna arrived and smiled. "Good news," she said, holding out her phone. "The tariff just went down by 5%. Raj's eyes lit up. "That is a real concession. It will help both of our businesses." He closed his record book and walked outside with Anna. They stood together on the sidewalk in front of their shops. A gentle breeze carried the scent of spices through the air. Anna imagined the customers who had placed orders months ago. She felt hope that they would return soon. She turned to Raj with an idea. "What if we invite our community to celebrate? A small fair right here by the harbor? We can feature local goods, my spices, your metal crafts, even the baskets that Luis and his team pack." Raj nodded. "Yes, a community fair will show how resilient we are. We can adapt quickly to new rules and support each other." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small stack of flyers he had printed earlier that morning. "I already designed these. We can hand them out today." They spent the next hour walking through the neighborhood, giving flyers to shop owners and families. Anna paused at the cafe next door. The barista, Maria, accepted a flyer and said, "I would love to join. I can offer coffee samples using your spices." Anna beamed. "That is perfect. Your cinnamon latte will show people new uses for our product." Later that afternoon, the boardwalk by the harbor transformed into a lively market. Colorful tents lined the wooden planks. Anna's tent held rows of jars filled with turmeric, paprika, and saffron. Raj's booth displayed small metal sculptures painted in bright colors. Nearby, Luis and his team stacked woven baskets, ready for shoppers. Families and neighbors moved from stall to stall, curious and excited. Children laughed as they tasted cinnamon sugar sprinkled on roasted nuts. A young man named Thomas, who had once unloaded cargo ships, tried packaging a small jar under Anna's guidance. He smiled when he saw how neat the label looked. People stopped to watch and praised his work. Thomas felt proud to learn this new task. Anna walked through the fair and stopped by Maria's cafe stand. Maria poured a small cup of saffron-infused tea. Anna inhaled the warm, sweet aroma. "This is wonderful," she said. "You help me show how spices can do more than cooking." Maria smiled and handed Anna a flyer for her own spice and coffee pairing workshop next week. As the sun began to set, the mayor arrived to cut a ribbon and officially open the fair. He spoke into a small microphone, praising the community's spirit and the cooperation between businesses and workers. People clapped and cheered. The gentle sound of waves on the harbor mixed with the lively music played by a local guitar player. Anna found Raj near a small stage. He held a handcrafted metal vase painted with turmeric yellow stripes. He offered it to Anna as a gift. "Thank you for believing in this idea," he said softly. "We thought outside the box, and it worked." Anna accepted the vase with tears in her eyes. "Thank you for standing with me," she replied. "This fair shows how much we can do when we adapt and help each other." Under the tent lights, neighbors chatted and tasted spices, workers learned new tasks, and children danced. Anna and Raj stood together, watching the scene. They felt proud and hopeful. The tariff had tested them, but their community had shown resilience. By coming together, they turned a challenge into a celebration of innovation and cooperation. When the fair ended that evening, Anna and Raj packed the last jars and cleaned the tables. They walked along the quiet boardwalk, the lights twinkling on the water. Anna took Raj's arm. "No matter what happens next," she said, "we can face it together." Raj squeezed her hand and nodded. The harbor was calm again, but Anna knew that with creativity, kindness, and a strong sense of community, they could meet any challenge beyond the trade war. Anna's journey began with a single tariff that threatened her small spice business and Raj's factory. At first, they felt worried and alone, but by talking honestly and sharing ideas, they found new ways to keep their teams working. When Anna suggested hiring dock workers to help pack jars, she created jobs and learned new skills together. Then, when the government reduced the export tariff, they celebrated with a community fair. Neighbors came to taste spices, see metal crafts, and learn new trades. Through every challenge, Anna and Raj showed that cooperation, kindness, and creative thinking can turn a crisis into an opportunity. The deep lesson from their story is that no one faces hard times alone. When we share resources and support each other, we build resilience. In your own life, look for small ways to help friends, family, or neighbors. Offer a hand when someone is under stress. Share what you know, even if it feels small at first. Those little acts of teamwork can lead to big positive change. Congratulations on listening all the way through Anna and Raj's story. By following each part, you have practiced new English words like tariff, cooperation, and resilience. You improved your listening and understanding step by step. Well done. Now let's see how much you remember. What is the most important lesson from Anna and Raj's story? A. Working together helps everyone succeed. B. Ignoring problems leads to quick solutions. Comment A or B below to share your answer. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the energy to keep creating free, high-quality English listening content. If you can, consider donating so we can continue sharing these stories and help more learners like you. Thank you for learning with us.